hope that you all are here today because you are fed up. Not with school, not with assignments, but with the state of our country. You are fed up with hearing about yet another school shooting, yet another tragedy that sweeps the nation and makes us all hold our breath while we wait to hear the details. I hope you are out here today because you want people to listen to you. You want people to know that even though we are young, we are determined, we are powerful, and we are angry.
Today we are planning on reflecting on all that has happened with gun violence over the past few years and remembering the names of those lost in Uvalde, Texas. Then we will open up the floor to anyone that wishes to speak. We have organized this today because we want all of you to have an opportunity to make your voices heard. We have organized this so you can speak up for all the kids who were lost to gun violence, so we can raise our voices together for all the children in this country who will never speak again. We hope that you will treat this as something serious and something to listen to. Thank you. I will now read the names of the victims of the shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, followed by a moment of silence to honor their memories. Jackie Cazares, age 9, Jose Flores, age 10, Eliana Ellie Garcia, age 9, Uzziah Garcia, age 10, Amiri Jo Garza, age 10, Xavier Lopez, age 10, Tess Marie Mata, age 10, Miranda Mathis, age 11, Annabelle Rodriguez, age 10, Nate Juliana Rodriguez, age 10, Alejandra Lexi Ania Rubio, age 10, Layla Salazar, age 10, Jayla Seguero, age 10, Eliana Torres, age 10, Rogielo Torres, age 10, Nevea Alyssa Bravo, age 10, McKenna Lee Elrod, age 10, Jace Carmelo Evianos, age 10, Alithia Haven Ramirez, age 10, Ava Mirales, age 44, and Irma Garcia, age 48. We're going to pause for the moment of silence.
Though the list of names Mirabelle just read to you may seem long, it's only a small fraction of lives taken by gun violence in America. In the year 2022 alone, there have been 27 school shootings. Every day, around 110 Americans are killed with guns. In 2022, so far, 155 children have been killed. 563 teenagers have been killed. The United States also has a frighteningly high gun suicide rate. In 2022, there have been 10,560 gun-related suicides. The amount of U.S. mass shootings in 2022 is 252. Altogether, so far this year, the total amount of gun violence-related deaths is 19,079. Despite all of this, there still isn't a nationwide background check system to assure that people with histories of abuse and violence can't purchase firearms. There still aren't logical gun reform laws. There still aren't mental health systems for people who need it. Even though the facts are right in front of our faces, it's become a danger for students and teachers alike to go to school every day. No school in America is safe anymore. People have been too stubborn to wake up and notice the indescribable destruction their so-called American lifestyle is causing. This is a problem. It is a problem that gun violence in our nation has gone this far, but it is a bigger problem that our nation's officials seem to be able to do nothing but point fingers. They've told us never again, but it hasn't stopped. For crying out loud, if the people in charge of this country can't seem to agree on the safety of its youth, who are the future, I don't know what to think. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed and I'm angry. I know you all are too. And all of us have every right to be angry. That's why myself and others walked out of school 2 weeks ago, and that's why we're all out here right now. Because we, the future generation of the United States of America, are mad. I'd now like to give the opportunity to voice whatever you're feeling about the issue and open up the floor for an open mic. Anyone who wants to come up and say something.
You don't even have to raise your hand, y'all can just walk up.
Hi, my name is Seven. I've been getting really sick and tired of looking on the news and seeing that almost every single week there's a shooting. I, who is a person of color, had saw the shooting that had happened because somebody was a white supremacist. And then when I had to look on the news again to see that somebody was going to shoot a whole bunch of kids, I should not have to wake up to hear my mom crying how she is scared that I'm going to school and how she's scared that one day somebody may come into our school and end my life. That is not okay. And that's why I think I am here and a whole bunch of others are here right now to stop this. This is not okay. It's really, really not okay. There's so many people that are dying nowadays, and what? Because you want to have guns? That's not fair. Imagine this. Somebody killed you with a gun, but you could have stopped this. But instead, you wanted to hold a gun yourself. I am going to take a stand. I'm so tired of having to sit there and not do anything. So that is why I'm out here today. Thank you for listening.
Two weeks ago, I joined with my classmate because this is a very important topic. I feel like it's really, really necessary to be discussed in our generation, especially since we have a lot of opportunities to, deal with this in the future. I wrote a little essay on this earlier for my This I Believe statement, and I kind of just went over how what the government often does when these shootings happen is they make excuses, they find that there are other priorities they need to deal with, or they come up with these really, really horrible resolutions. I know, in Ohio right now, they want to arm teachers as well, which doesn't solve anything. I can't imagine what that would do to a kid if it got in the hands of someone who didn't know how to use it correctly. And I'm tired of the Second Amendment excuse as well, because I feel like that's so overused, and the reason that people were allowed to bear arms in 1791 was just to protect themselves from a tyrannical government, and so it's gotten really, really, really out of hand. And I don't know, I'm so tired of one of the victims had just gotten her first phone, and she used it to call 911, and then was shot and killed in a 4th grade classroom in the process. And I don't know, it's just a very tough topic, and I feel like it really needs to be talked about more, so yeah.
As complicated as the gun violence issue may be, I'm going to say a few words on how I simply put it. And that is, no child ever deserves to feel afraid of school.
struggle with most is understanding the complications that are going around us. Too often do we have emotions for 2 weeks and then we set them aside for whatever's going on. And it's understandable. Maybe you're in poverty, maybe you're dealing with racism, maybe you can't come out to your family. There's a lot of things that happen that we as Americans deal with personally, but we have to think on a national scale. These problems just don't go away after 2 weeks like some of our personal problems do. These problems stay around and will continue to stay around if we do not keep these in mind. If we keep looking past what happens and going to the next thing, we are never going to fix something. So one of the things we really need to understand is that we can't have these feelings for just a day, or 2 days, or a week, or 2 weeks, because children are still going to be killed after those 2 weeks. People are still going to die, and that is what's important. Think of a family member, a friend, someone close to you. What happens if they die? We need to make these personal connections because it's important to understand that the deaths around us are important. And even though we may not know these people, they were people, and their opinions and their lives matter, even if we did not know them ourselves.
Hi, I'll go quick. I'm here not as the person I am in the school, but just as a person, an adult who shares this community with you. I'm sad that you have to be scared, and I'm sad that this continues to happen. Adults do work to try and make things better, but it is not enough. And so I am sad that you, as students, have to come out to remind us of what our responsibility is. I'm also proud of you for stepping out and speaking out today, and I'm proud of you as future leaders who maybe can come up with a solution that really works. So I'm hopeful for you.
My name is Jasmine. I would like to say a few words on this. This just breaks my heart, honestly. Just seeing little
Jasmine, it's hard to hear you. Can you hold it a little closer?
sorry. Wait.
Hold it closer to
So,
you and
my
speak
name
up.
is Jasmine.
Yep.
That's okay, go ahead. Absolutely sick of this. I'm tired of seeing every week a new school shooting and a school shooting after that. And see that almost like 20 kids died in that shooting. It's disgusting. They were just about to went to school wanting to have a normal life. And their papás, their mamás, their tías, their uncles, their primas, all of their families, just, we shouldn't have to worry about them just experiencing that, or they should just live their life and just have having a good education. So they're just learning how to be safe in that sort of situation.
I came out here today because this is something that I think is so goddamn annoying that we have to be out here right now doing this, because we are kids and we should not have to worry about going to school and being killed at a place that we're learning at. I'm afraid to go to school. It's a place that I want to be, it's a place that I want to learn, and I don't think we should have to be afraid to be here. And I think it's so stupid that the adults can't figure it out and run our country how it needs to be run. And I think it's very empowering that us as kids are doing this and are taking a stand and stepping up. I think it's just really awesome that everyone is out here.
I'd never heard of anything like that happening. And I immediately knew I needed to do something because clearly nothing was being done. And here I am, 7 years later, dealing with the same problem. And it's heartbreaking and it's ridiculous, and I'm a child, and I should never have to be scared to go to school, and nobody should ever be scared to go to school. Thinking about those kids in that school building, in that grocery store, everywhere, is heartbreaking. They were children, they had a whole life ahead of them to live, and they didn't get to learn. Some guy was 18, right off of his birthday, bought a gun. I'm honestly disgusted, and I'm ready. I'm ready to be done having these conversations. I'm ready to be done with lockdown drills and everything. And it's tiring and disgusting. And I'm going on for too long.
Hi, I'm Lily. I just wanted to say a few words on what's happening right now. A lot of the times before these shootings happen, the people who are causing the harm often draw illustrations and post online that they are going to in fact shoot school. And I think it's really disturbing the fact that people don't take it seriously when that does happen, because it's happened so many times, and it's just it's overwhelming how people just, they don't really care. The people in charge of our country can't even agree on the safety of the children, and it's kind of disturbing.
When I first heard of the shooting in Texas, I was upset, distraught, and disgusted. And one of the first things I thought about were my two sisters, who are at the elementary school right now. My two 9-year-old twin sisters, and the fact that, that could have happened anywhere to anyone. To my family, to my friends' younger siblings, to any of my sister's friends. Like, I was just thinking about how at any point in time anyone could, walk into our schools and kill members of my family. These, these 9, 10, 11-year-old kids who, they have so much to live for, and they have their whole lives ahead of them, and that was just taken away. And it's so unfair that I have to go to school being scared that my sisters are going to get killed, or that my brother is going to get killed, who is a 6th grader at the school, or that I will get shot, or that any of my friends will. It's just so unfair that we have to deal with this, and that we have to think about this. That we have to be scared for our friends and our family and for our own lives. And this needs to end. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out here today and supporting this cause, because it's really important. And we need to keep thinking about this and keep this in the front of our minds, because it's important and it's not going away anytime soon.
Hi, my name's Indigo, and when I heard about the shooting in Uvalde, I honestly, I didn't think about it, and I hate to say that now because, I thought about it, but I thought about it as something that is normal, and that should not be something that people think. You can't hear about people being killed somewhere else, and just because you don't know them, think that that's normal, because it happens so often in this country. Our generation is the future of this country, and we should not be worried that we will not have a future.
Hi, my my name is Jordan, and I just want to say how disgusted I am in our government and how we are handling these issues. 5 other countries combined, other than the U.S., have 10 deaths from shooting, from gun violence a year. How many do we have? Over 365 shootings, more than the days in a year. I think it's kind of ironic how we say we're the land of the free, but the freedoms that we are given are killing hundreds of people a year, and I think we need to open our eyes to see that the one freedom of guns is taking away freedoms of hundreds and hundreds of others. And I think we just need to educate people more. I think we need to push to the government, because I know we're doing as much as we can now, but without taking a stand to higher levels, nothing is going to change. We can't wait till we're able to vote. We can't wait till we're able to go in the chair. We can't wait that long. We're the ones we're going to be the face of the country soon, but not soon enough to save hundreds and hundreds of lives every single year. So I was kind of weird seeing everybody here just now. It's powerful to see that as a youth we can come together to create a better future for us, and now trying to create a better present, I should say. But I'm grateful that we live in a community now where we can see this, and I think we do need to talk about it more and come together more. And thank you for you guys.
So my name's Hazel, and I just wanted to speak on what's going on right now. But sorry, I'm like shaking right now. So I think it's horrible that we are teaching the elementary and even middle school that it's okay what's going on now, and that it's okay that people are dying so often. And I don't think, obviously, this should not be a thing that stays. So I'm really happy that all of us are like here and speaking on this, because it is definitely one of the main priorities that should be done right now. So yeah.
I am so angry, and I'm so proud of you at the same time. I think it's really important to find ways to allow to be angry and to channel your anger to create change. And as someone who cares for you deeply, as someone who's a parent of someone across the street too, and as someone who's been a teacher and has seen these school shootings take place too many times, I share your frustration and your rage and your passion for change. And I do want you to know, from a teacher point of view, something that we do not take for granted is that on a pretty much a daily basis, in addition to thinking about your safety and your growth, we don't take for granted that we are in front of a group of smart, passionate kids who are 4 years away from voting. And that is the best way to channel your rage. And I know, and I hear from you directly, that even when you're voting, you can only do so much, and until you're of voting age, you feel all the more helpless. But this does give me some hope, seeing what you're doing. And I'm really grateful for you, and I'm admiring your determination. I know it's very difficult to look on the bright side with so much to be upset about, but I hope that you continue to channel your rage into creating change, because the answer is so clear when we ask this one question. With the Second Amendment, with what's available to an 18-year-old, military-style weapons, is it worth it? Is this worth it if they can have this, but at the expense of what happened in Uvalde and too many places in Louisiana, there's a clear, resounding no for everyone here, and I share that with you.
Can I ask you to just move it down away from lunch? So let's move it up. I want to move us all down over here so we're away from lunch, please.
If anybody else wants to speak, go ahead, jump in. Whatever you have to say matters, because this is an issue that does affect all of us. So.
Well, this is tough. This is tough. This should not be happening. We should not be out here protesting. It's a shame. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I support all of you that have come out today. It's just very sad. When I didn't have lockdown drills when I was a kid growing up. I graduated in '97. Columbine was in 1999. So I don't know what you're going through from a young person's perspective. I can only imagine how difficult it is to know that peers are being murdered by semi-automatic weapons and just your lives growing up knowing about this violence. It is extremely frustrating that people value the Second Amendment more than the lives of others. I mean, is it worth the lives of my students? Is it worth the lives of my son and his classmates across the street? So, when I started teaching, I was teaching in a preschool, and I was in my 20s, and that was the first time I experienced a lockdown drill. I was in my 20s, and I was on edge over that. In my 20s. I know you are all resilient and strong and brave. Please remember to never stop acting and speaking out for what you want to do. And I'm extremely happy that you are all going to be voting in just a few short years.
I personally believe that we should not be afraid to go to school, because it is our right to an education, and that should not be taken away by somebody else's right to own a gun.
So if that's it for open mic, I think we're just gonna do a couple chants now, just sort of because honestly, screaming is a really good way to get anger out. Personally, I find, and I think, I don't know, I just think it would have a powerful effect. So we are going to do some chants. Yeah.
So we're going to say no more silence